I got the belts plastered around my room. Not the ones that I fought for, but small little token ones, just to keep my mind in tune with what the goal is, but just him. I don't focus.
Anthony Joshua exclusive, because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's ass. I know I will beat.
Knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight.
Anthony Joshua isn't playing around anymore, especially now that Jake Paul has boldly entered the heavyweight scene with daring claims. After Paul publicly stated he could knock Joshua out early, the former unified heavyweight champion met him with a cold, calculating stare that instantly shifted the room's energy. No smiles, no jokes, just pure tension. Witnesses described Joshua as calm, yet clearly irritated. The kind of calm that usually appears seconds before the storm in the ring. Jake tried to hold his ground, but the gap in size, experience, and presence made one thing clear.
He's going to get absolutely...
You're preaching to the choir, bro.
Annihilated.
Yeah, take it to just as they turn to the side. That's it, just there. And watch Jake. He looks at him, keeps looking, and then Joshua looks back. Yeah. Jeez. Great.
Jake Paul may talk a big game online, but when he finally came face to face with Anthony Joshua, everything changed. The confidence, the swagger, the bold knockout claims, all of it vanished the moment he realized just how intimidating Joshua is in person. Standing mere inches apart, Jake's posture shifted. His eyes flickered down for a brief second, and fans immediately noticed the crack in his bravado. Joshua didn't yell, didn't threaten, didn't even smirk. He simply stared Jake down with the calm intensity of a man who's been through real wars inside the ring.
Boxing fans will think this is a massive stain on his career and a bit of an embarrassment. Now, you two have done it. I'm sure you would both fight Jake Paul tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we're both retired. And we'll be looking at it saying, still an easy fight because he can't box, he's useless. So it's risk reward, minimum risk, massive reward. So of course we'd fight Jake.
No, but you say that, it's a big risk, Carl. Big risk.
I'm not having that.
Big risk. If you don't go and annihilate him in the first 30 seconds...
Yeah, it's fixed.
Can you right, it's fixed. Oh, he's pulling him round.
Yeah.
He's talking about me fighting him though. So would you think that was fixed if I didn't go and annihilate him? 11 years retired. I think that's the point George makes. He always does a little dig and says,
no, but say you go out there and it's a tough fight for you. You can say, well, what would you expect? I haven't boxed for 11 years. But then it's like, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Do you want that?
Nobody thinks any less.
You've got the best ending.
Yeah, I've got
your career.
Definitely.
So,
nobody thinks any less of Mike Tyson because he lost to Jake Paul.
He was 58 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's in hospital a week before.
Snap been retired 11 years, and I'd still go in there, in my opinion, and whoop him. I don't think it'd be hard at all. So listen, he won't fight me. He's pretending he don't know who I am now, for a start. So he's thought.
How can he not know who you are?
Froch means business.
Joshua is taking a major gamble by agreeing to face Jake Paul. For many experts, the stakes extend far beyond the ring. They touch his legacy. Former heavyweight Dave Allen warned that if Paul even lands a single punch, it could tarnish everything Joshua has built. Critics argue the fight is driven purely by money. Though promoter Eddie Hearn defended the decision, saying, "You can't eat legacy," concerns are mounting that Joshua might trade his hard-earned reputation for a payday. If things go wrong, he risks being remembered less as a boxing legend and more as someone chasing a lucrative spectacle. The fight has become a high-risk, high-reward moment for AJ.
I do believe it because AJ's involved, and I think AJ'd struggle to he's going to take enough flack over this, but again, it's money talk. So I think AJ will struggle because it's an Owen situation. If he goes in there, Jake Paul lasts the distance. What does he tell you about AJ? Apart from he's just earned an extra 15 million quid. If he goes there and struggles with Jake Paul, then what do you say about AJ? Your heydays are well and truly over. If he goes in there and knocks him out, then I'll say that's to be expected. So the glory, there's probably not much glory in it, apart from the haters of Jake Paul to say, right, I've got rid of this kid. I think it's very brave of Jake Paul. So now the problem child has got to believe this fight's actually happening. So now you've got our attention. So now you've got to back up the boast. It's not about, you're not playing tiddlywink. This is the only game you can't play. You can play football, golf.
Meanwhile, the fight could prove seriously dangerous, or even life-threatening, for Jake Paul. Rising heavyweight Moses Atama urged Paul to put his health above the money, warning that one misjudged punch could have lasting consequences.
Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? Yeah. Why do you look surprised when I said that?
I don't. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. You're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's going to get hurt badly. And this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
When you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ is going to do the same to what was it called again?
Former pro Amir Khan didn't hold back, warning that Joshua could do serious damage. There's even a real risk of brain injury.
Knows he's finished at any sort of elite level or world level. He won't be trying to go down the world title level anymore. This is just a cash out. So good luck to him. Fair play to him. But hopefully when he's finished this fight, he'll be honest with us and say, listen, I've milked it, I've creamed it. I've had an unbelievable touch at the end of my career. I mean, he's already had an outrageous touch on him with the involvement of Saudi Arabia. And now he's just creaming it at the end. He's got fake Paul, which is massive. Great for AJ, fair play to him. Anybody would do the same at the end of the career he's had.
Former champ Carl Froch agrees, warning that a fight with Paul could tarnish AJ's reputation, suggesting he might no longer be on track for Hall of Fame level greatness. At the same time, Joshua has emphasized that he values his long-term health, saying his true legacy will be walking away from the ring intact.
Line at AG, Jake Paul is plus 600 against Anthony Joshua, who's minus 1,000. So for those that don't know how this works, if you bet $100 on Jake Paul, you get $600 back. But you have to bet $1,000 on Anthony Joshua to get $100 back.
Right. Anthony's a big favorite based on those numbers.
A huge favorite.
Yeah.
A huge favorite. 10-1 odds. What do you think will happen? Originally, Jake Paul was supposed to fight Gervonta, who was also very heavily favored, but he was much smaller. Anthony Joshua was a lot bigger. He's actually bigger than Jake Paul, and a top-notch boxer at that.
I just want to say I like the Paul brothers a lot. I wish Jake his best. I hope Jake wins.
Okay. Do you think he'll win?
I think he'll win.
Really? Are you willing to bet that he'll win?
I would bet Jake wins.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you going to bet that Jake wins?
Yeah, I'm going to bet Jake wins.
Okay. 6-1 odds.
Yeah, I'll bet.
How much do you think he'll put down? This is not me and you betting, by the way. How much are you going to put down on Jake Paul?
I don't think any amount that I'll be allowed to bet is going to move my needle enough. So I think more I'm going to bet just to show a little love. Probably put $1,000 on Jake.
Okay, so you'll get 6,000 at best. So this is just spending money.
Yeah, I think it's just for fun. I just want to support the homie. I just want to see him win. I want to see everyone make money. I don't think anything I bet. I mean, I don't even know how much can I really bet realistically. Let's say I put
100,000.
100,000 and win 600. I don't think the risk of 100,000 is worth it.
It's a lot of risk.
It's a lot of risk.
It's a lot of risk.
I don't think it's worth it.
I mean, because he has to actually win, not just survive all whatever many rounds.
Even if he does win, I don't, when I used to gamble, it was a full-time job. It was never like for entertainment. And this is for pure entertainment.
Yes.
So to spend $100,000 to have some fun, the same fun I can have without spending $100,000.
Yeah, you can have the same fun for $1,000.
Yeah.
Or $100 at that, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these
bookmakers have made Anthony Joshua the heavy favorite against Jake Paul, with typical odds showing Joshua around minus 200, while Paul sits between plus 650 and plus 900, depending on the market. That spread highlights the massive gap in experience, power, and pedigree. A $1,200 bet on Joshua could earn just $100, whereas a $100 wager on Paul might return $650 to $900. Many sportsbooks also list a Joshua knockout or TKO as the most likely outcome, emphasizing just how one-sided the fight is considered.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And you know what? I'm going to give him props. Fair play, Jake. That is a big fight. I mean, AJ should knock him out.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just going to wig him?
AJ by soap being dropped in prison. AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ by just something vile.
Him even stepping up to fight AJ is
Jake Paul has dropped a bombshell figure, claiming his blockbuster fight with Anthony Joshua could be worth around $267 million. While reports estimate that both Paul and Joshua might each take home $92 million, Paul's own post has fueled speculation that the total payout, including streaming rights, pay-per-view, and other deals, could be much higher. If true, this would make their clash not just a massive athletic showdown, but one of the richest fights in boxing history. On paper, the matchup is a high-stakes gamble. On one side, Anthony Joshua brings Olympic pedigree, elite punching power, long reach, and years of high-level experience. On the other, Jake Paul is a brash social media-era fighter with fewer pro rounds, known more for spectacle than elite boxing. Many analysts and fans see Paul at a serious disadvantage. While the fight may lean towards spectacle over legacy, the stakes remain high. For Joshua, a dominant win could reaffirm his place among boxing's elite, while a mediocre performance risks tarnishing his legacy. For Paul, an upset would skyrocket his reputation, but a loss might reinforce doubts about the legitimacy of crossover boxing. Ultimately, this fight is a high-risk, high-reward test for both men, a gamble of ego, legacy, money, and skill. Once the bell rings, all debates, hype, and predictions will be settled inside the ring.
Complaining about AJ taking that fight. Obviously, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Do you see something wrong with AJ taking that fight?
This is just a lot of money. It's just a show.
Right.
This is not interesting sport because, guys, brothers, Anthony, it's Olympic champion.
Right.
Jake, it's just sportsman. Yeah, YouTuber. Jake do a lot of work.
Right.
Special coach, special food, a lot of exercise, new.
Yes.
But this is guy don't have a mother fights.
Right.
Never
Right.
a mother fights. Maybe them wrestling, now professional, but Joshua, Anthony Joshua, it's Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's 1 round. Because Anthony, twice. My fight twice. Jab.
Very hard.
Yeah, look. You know, this is.
And still from his
Damn,
fight.
this jab.
Alexander Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight champion, has weighed in on the hype surrounding Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, and his prediction carries serious weight. Usyk highlighted Joshua's experience, power, and ring IQ, noting that facing a seasoned heavyweight is a completely different challenge compared to any of Paul's previous opponents. While recognizing Paul's athleticism and confidence, Usyk made it clear that the fight heavily favors Joshua, predicting a victory for the former champion, either by knockout or a late-round stoppage.
Jake now, I wouldn't consider him like a YouTube fighter no more. I feel like he put in the time. He gotten better throughout, like, all his fights. Like, he done got better throughout all those fights, But it's still, like, when you fighting, like, fighters who actually, like, done it for, like, their whole life, it's a little different. If that fight happened, it'll be a good money fight. It'll be a good money fight. But that's a tough task for, Jake going to get that big-ass heavyweight, AJ. I know AJ personally, so that's tough.
College basketball coach Frank Martin didn't hold back when asked about the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight. Known for his no-nonsense approach, Martin called the matchup wild and a bit of a circus. Yet, he acknowledged the curiosity it has stirred across sports. He praised Joshua's experience and power, noting that stepping into the ring with a professional heavyweight isn't something to take lightly, even for someone as confident as Jake Paul. At the same time, Martin admitted his intrigue to see how Paul's athleticism and unorthodox style will fare against a seasoned fighter.
Jake was never going to happen.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought it was actually going to happen? Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I feel like so many people just believe everything online.
But that's pretty unbelievable on the other hand.
I feel like I know. Well, okay, how do I say it like this? Itoma versus White. I had a lot of people bet on White winning. And I'm there like, you guys don't watch boxing, do you? You just look at a record and go, oh, Dylan's fought many more people than Itoma. That record says a lot. Itoma's like 18, not 18, Itoma's 20. Inexperienced, 1-1. Like, I just knew Itoma was gonna just destroy him. And I think a good fight for Itoma would be him and Wilder. I think that'd be a very good fight. Get his name around in the American ends. And I think that'll be done in probably a few rounds as well. Atoma's a very good fighter, but I think pushing him to Usyk is...
KSI has criticized how hype and spectacle often drive these crossover matches, suggesting they blur the line between sport and entertainment. In a recent video, he called out Jake Paul for tarnishing influencer boxing, implying that some of Paul's promotional tactics manipulate narratives for attention rather than focusing on pure athletic merit. Jake Paul, meanwhile, is brimming with confidence ahead of his showdown with Anthony Joshua, insisting he has identified genuine weaknesses in the former heavyweight champion. On his podcast, Paul didn't hold back, sharply questioning Joshua's abilities, claiming he lacks a solid chin, has limited skill, and moves stiffly in the ring. He points to Joshua's recent knockout loss to Daniel Dubois as evidence of declining durability, framing it as a clear opening for a strategic strike. For Paul, this isn't just bravado, it's a calculated assessment of timing and opportunity.
Give me credit until I have the world championship belt, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. You know, but belts collect dust, and what I've done in the sport is unprecedented. Never will be replicated, and done it in such a short amount of time, just getting warmed up. They're not going to give me credit. But I don't need the credit from these bozos, to be honest. The credit.
He believes his unorthodox style, combined with athleticism, relentless confidence, and momentum from previous victories, gives him a real shot at pulling off what many see as an extreme gamble. Paul has repeatedly emphasized that fights like this are about seizing the moment, exploiting vulnerabilities, and daring to challenge the established order. In his view, Joshua's reputation might intimidate others, but Paul sees it as fuel, not fear, framing the fight as an opportunity to cement his own name in boxing history. While taking on one of the sport's most recognized figures, Paul insists his showdown with Anthony Joshua is more than just another bout. It's his chance to silence every critic who has long accused him of picking small or washed-up opponents. Paul argues that stepping into the ring with a legitimate heavyweight and former world champion proves he's ready to compete at the highest level of the sport.
Fight a real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance of